All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Call the DAEA meeting to order for April 6th. Roll call.
All right, Mr. Smoot,
Present.
Mr. Cole
Here.
is here. The Charity is out. Sheriff?
Here.
Here. Dick, you're here. And Brett is out. So we got 4 of the 6. We got a quorum.
All right. So is there a motion to approve the minutes of March 2, 23?
Make a motion, we accept them as posted.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Properly moved and seconded. All in favor signify by aye. Ayes have it. Citizen concerns, any?
Yeah, the bottom of the minutes on my, it says that I seconded the motion to adjourn the meeting last month.
You weren't here.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of made it impossible then, didn't it?
All right, so we are going to edit that, and then we will give David the corrected copy for him and the president to sign at a later date. Is that okay? That's just an administrative oversight or typo, so we'll get that corrected, and then,
Yeah, and it does say in the beginning that I'm
okay, well then we probably just did not adjournment motion. I don't have any idea, to be honest, but we'll get it corrected.
no problem.
Okay.
Unfinished business, 2021-56.
Okay, 289 Canal View Road, Red House, West Virginia. This is one that was started in 2021, and looking through the case file that Tina put together from 2021, it appears that she had a difficult time serving proper notice to the owner. I understand why. I believe the owner is deceased. Anyway, the person who originally submitted the complaint back in 2021 has now submitted a new DAEA case form. I told her that rather than starting from, zero, we would just take the old case file, see what we could do with it. So that is what I have done, and I was unable as well to identify the owner, and the taxes did not go or went unpaid as of this week. So it's a situation where it's probably floating around somewhere with the state, and as of right now, that is what it is. That's all we can do. So I told her I would put it on the agenda. If y'all guys have any other ideas, feel free to share them.
Well, the way the current system is, there's not a whole lot we can do.
Yeah,
It'll sit dormant until the state decides to have the auction on it. And at that time, it'll be put back on the county for either purchase or to be sold by
Yeah.
the state. So I make a motion, we table this until the auditor's sale.
okay.
Is there a second to the motion on the floor?
I'll second it.
Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
All right, DAEA case 22-16. This has already gone before you. I just wanted to put it out here. Taxes, again, went unpaid. And if you'll recall, y'all had made a motion at the last meeting to hire a contractor to clean up the debris. County commissioners supported that, made a motion to seek a contractor. But at that point, we had like a week and a half or 2 weeks until it was delinquent, and it was going to be an extreme challenge to go through the whole process and then get it to Eric Embry for him to file the lien before it went 2 weeks back to the state delinquent. So I put it on pause to see if the taxes would actually be paid. They have not. So this one is just like the first one, where unless we have any creative ideas about what to do, I don't have an owner now to serve notice to. And I believe we don't have an owner to file a lien against.
Larry, can the county still clean this up and put a lien on the property, not necessarily the property owner?
Just in case you weren't listening to all my spiel here, this is the one that the county commission approved for us to solicit contractors to do the work. It's been sitting as I guess, a half house, half debris pile for 1.5 years or 2 years maybe. Long story short, they have not paid this year's taxes, which means they're delinquent, and it's going to be sent to the state. So, because that is going to happen, I did not want to spend money that we could not then place a lien on and get back. So, the question is, can we go ahead and do the work and place the lien?
We don't know who the owner is at this point.
We don't have an owner.
Well, they didn't pay, I know who the previous owner was, the person that we made the order to. I know who that person is, but they have not paid their taxes. They went delinquent. Taxes were due, I believe, April 1st. They went unpaid.
So we've got everything on file downstairs in the clerk's office.
Orders, that type of thing? Yes. And we can't, well, I say yes, up until the last step. The last step I put on hold because I knew that we weren't going to be able to get a contractor, clean up the work, and file the lien within a week and a half. So I told, me and Tim had a conversation, and I said, let's just put this on pause until after April 1 to see if the taxes are paid. Because I was not sure if we went through this whole process, if we spent the $4,000 or $5,000, $6,000 to clean it up, once it went delinquent, I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to properly put a lien against somebody or on anything.
So if the county cleans it up and then it goes to auction and is sold, then the lien that is on the property, if a lien is able to be on a property, then does that mean that whoever buys the property will pay the lien?
It depends on, it's all going to depend on when the lien is placed on it in relation to the sale.
Yeah.
If the lien is placed on it prior to the sale by the auditor's office, then they're going to take it subject to the lien because it's on record.
Right.
If the sale takes place prior to that, they may not be able because it's not on record.
So, I mean, this is not a crapshoot, is it, for the county?
Not quite.
Roll the
Yes.
dice kind of thing?
The commissioner, the land commissioner can have their auction anywhere between April to, I believe, August. They have not set a specific date yet, but they have that at their discretion. They can set the date between April and August when they feel like it. There is no promise that if we start this process and we spend this money, as he said, if they set the auction date for May, for example, I can't promise you that the work will be done and Eric will take whatever paperwork he needs to file the lien. I can't promise you that the lien would be filed and recorded before that May auction, right? So, I mean, and it very easily could. We could have it filed before their auction date if it happens in August. But you ask, is it a crapshoot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we get the work done before the auction date, then we get our money back. If we don't get the work done, then the property will be sold and our lien will not be enforceable.
All understood. And I still think that needs cleaned up.
Okay.
I drive by that every day, every day. This is not only, it's a safety hazard, it's a rodent hazard, it's everything. So if it costs the county $5,000, $6,000 to clean it up, and we eat that, then it's well worth the money.
Okay.
So I make a motion that we move forward with the cleanup and then file the liens.
Okay.
Is there a second? Any further comments or questions? All in favor, signify by aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
And Larry, just for my administrative side, so the motion was they still want to proceed with the cleanup, right? I've already got approval from county commission to get a contractor to do the cleanup. So I think we have the green light to get a contract, right? I don't need to take this new motion back to county commission.
County Commission's already approved.
Yeah, they've already approved, I've got the order. Move forward. Okay.
All right. Case 2022-66.
All right. Skyrock Lane, Hurricane, West Virginia. Okay, so this is one, I just got photos this morning. I don't know, they are not in your packet and they are not on the tablet. She just sent these to me and I just printed them off. I'll let y'all look though. You can pass them down when you're done, but, long story short, it appears that maybe one of the trailers was moved. It was in the right of way. Somebody moved one of the trailers out of the right of way. And there's the possibility that some of the trash was burned and cleaned up. But it's still an issue. It's still a mess. There's burn piles, trash, debris. Long story short, he's defied the 60-day order to clean everything up from county commission. So now, the options, I guess, on the table are to either sanction him on a daily basis, or the alternative would hire a contractor to clean up the work. I don't know what that would look like. So the 60 days, he's in violation of that, so I like to bring these through y'all guys first, kind of get your opinion on it. And then when I go to the county commission at their next meeting to tell them that he's violated their 60-day order, I'll have your opinion, your recommendation, your motion, whatever. If you wouldn't mind passing those on down,
Yeah.
because that's the only copy I have.
Yeah.
He's also,
We'll be in a-
I don't know on the sheriff's side if it matters, but the couple that is next door, outside of DAEA, there's appears to be some interesting activity at all hours of the night. And they've got pictures of him. Apparently his license has been revoked, but he's
What's the
driving
individual's
cars.
name?
Patrick Setliff. So they've got pictures of him driving around with a revoked license, and their primary concern, honestly, isn't the potential drug activity or the driving of a car without a license. Their biggest thing for us that they would like is for us to clean up the sewage. He has no, from what I've been able to find, no approved utility connections, electric, sewer, water. He has none of that. And when he goes to the bathroom, it essentially goes on their, it either goes on their property or he takes it from his bucket and dumps it in the river. And so I told the couple that, I don't know what we can do about the potential drug activity or the
And to be
burn
honest with you,
piles.
that's not this board's,
Yeah, I told them I didn't know any of that, but I could bring up, since Nick was here, the sewer issue.
Yeah, I'm pretty much ready to make a criminal complaint against the source. I didn't try to find the manager's website, a form to fill out that complaint, but I couldn't find it. Anybody just need to go to the office to do it.
Can you hear him, Larry?
I can't hear you. You're too far away
Oh.
from your microphone.
Oh, sorry. I was looking into making a criminal complaint over the sewer issue, and I tried to find the magistrate's website, a form to fill out for it, but the form that they had on there didn't match the situation. Do I need to just go to the office to do it?
It's okay to understand.
I don't think there's a criminal charge for illegal sewage, is there?
There is,
There is?
yeah, 64 CSR 9.
Okay.
So I think from my DAEA side, I would love for every entity, maybe not have a motion, because there's nothing that this board can do, but there are multiple entities on this board. For example, David, he's still in violation of our letter, living in a trailer or a camper without a permit. He's clearly in violation of some sort of sewer something.
Yeah, it's a misdemeanor if you don't have an individual
we could-
sewer system approved by the health department.
If we could all get on the same page and put some sort of plan together, maybe we could address it. I don't know what DAEA specifically, can do, but there's gotta be something for this, that we could help with this couple. And, I don't know what to tell them, so.
If there's an actual criminal charge, you can't file that complaint. I have to.
Okay.
But what we can do is, we can get those steps. So you find the code, I'll get a deputy to do the charge. But you're gonna have to have the evidence. You're gonna have to have photographs, you're gonna have to have that kind of stuff for it to proceed in the criminal matter. So I can help you with that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, so,
Larry, go ahead.
I think in the past two, maybe DNR and one of the other federal agencies has been out there.
DEP.
There may be a
DEP.
possibility of getting some of them involved again. I know that they've issued him citations in the past, he's ignored them, but
the good news is if we can get anyone brave enough to go out there to the trailer, I've been told by the neighbors, I haven't actually gone, that he takes our citations from all the various entities and frames them and puts them on the trailer wall.
Well, that's
So-
contempt. I mean, that should be, he should be held in contempt. But we have to get into the right court system to hold him into contempt. If he's been cited by DNR, then there should be, and not paid it, there should be a capias. For if,
DNR and, there was one other agency, DNR and
DEP.
DEP,
DEP, that's what.
Yeah. I know there's been a host circle. I think
Well, either
everybody
one.
that has an agency's been out there to do something and write a ticket, and he's just not done any of it, to my
So
knowledge.
even though those two agencies are involved, they have to file in Putnam, right? So we ought to have some kind of capability of looking in our court system to see if they've been filed and if they've been paid. Right?
So when it comes to the court system, Sheriff, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you're probably going to have to lead it. You're going to have to file something and somebody's going to have to support you with evidence.
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
if, what you're saying, if that's an actual criminal charge, yeah, I've got no problem with that. But if it's already been through the system, then with DNR or DEP, then I think we're probably already there. We just need to find
Whether it is or not.
whether it is or not. That way we can get somebody to get a contempt charge on it.
It's-
That's DNR and DEP, right?
Correct.
And if it has indeed gone that way, I have no problem contacting these agencies. But what, I can contact,
If there's an open capias, then
We
he
pick
can
him up.
take care of it.
We can, they can, I mean, if there's, but you gotta make sure that a capias has been issued
Yeah.
by a magistrate.
That's what I'm saying. If it's there, then he just goes and
And
arrests it.
what are y'all saying, open capias?
It's a capias.
It's a bench warrant, whatever you want to
Failure
call it.
failure to appear, and then, after the failure, and Larry, you correct me if I'm wrong, I don't mean to talk out of turn here, but after that, then he can be held in contempt, and jailed if magistrate sees fit, so.
And then my follow-up to all this would be, if he is jailed, right? That would take care of the temporary solution. At some point, you can't keep him in jail forever.
It's not going to take care of the temporary solution of sanitation.
The stuff is still there.
Somebody's going to have to.
The trash is still there, the burn piles are still there. And then the question goes, the camper, that, in my opinion, is probably not safe and habitable. The camper is still there, Are we going to be allowed to just get a contractor after this gentleman was to be sentenced nobody's on the property, are we allowed to just get a contractor to go out and make it a grass lot? Haul everything away? I mean, he's defied the cleanup.
It's cleanup. It's deemed, if the taxes haven't been paid.
That's why I want to make sure
There's
we got our
criminal
ducks in a
charges that
row.
are in a misdemeanor form or whatever. And my opinion is that, I mean, I'm not in favor of taking somebody's property, but at the same time, if every box has been checked, then I don't know if it leaves us any option. I don't know if it leaves the county any.
It would definitely be one to pass on to the county commission
Absolutely.
to make that decision. I mean, that's their role.
Yeah.
We can forward it all after the criminal part of it is done, then we forward it to the county commission for their ultimate yes or no. Because they're gonna adopt, if we would do something like that, we go back and get sued, then the county commission's the one that's gonna get sued, not us.
Yeah, so what I am going to do, unless y'all object, I'm just going to put this on pause, table it, work with you, Sheriff, and Nick, David, DEP, DNR, whoever I need to talk to, whoever we need to talk to, find out if there's an open warrant for defying whatever they've issued.
Okay.
We'll put this on the table until after that's been resolved, and then if he is sentenced in any way, we'll follow up with a question about cleaning it up. Okay, so let's just table this until, I'll just say indefinitely, because I don't know how long that process is
Is
going
there
to
a
take.
motion for it? Do we need a motion?
Yes, sir.
Is there a motion for it, for the table this? Is there a second?
A second.
Any further comments or discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Case 2023-03.
All right, so this is a new DAEA case that came in.
We talked about this last meeting.
Yeah, so this is going to be another one where we have issues serving the gentleman. The background to this, there's a church kind of behind this parcel, and they're the entity that originally submitted the complaint, and they have followed up on it. Unfortunately, I have sent this to every address that's on the tax roll, and they keep being returned. So I just got this one back late last week. This is going to be one, Sheriff, unfortunately, where I have to have you guys just drive it out there and give it.
Do we know that somebody lives there, or?
Yeah, I mean, well, it appears somebody lives there. I mean, there's vehicles there, there's a lawnmower, and I mean, it looks fully occupied. I just don't, and apparently, based off the conversations I've had with a couple of people from the church, it appears that it is occupied.
Just submit it for process service.
So I thought this would be ready to go. It is not, so let's table this until the next meeting, okay?
Is there a motion to table?
I'm gonna make a motion to table that until process is served.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further comments or questions? All in favor signify by aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
All right, 2023-04. This one, I actually got a signature card for, which is pretty cool. So we're good to go with that. Junk cars, appliances, that type of thing is the original complaint. Case number is 2023-04. You should see it there in your packet. So yeah, cars, that type of thing. How would y'all like?
Who's the landowner?
Do I, sir?
Who's the landowner?
Kenneth Arrah, Harrah. Kenneth,
This is
Harrah.
This is the. Yeah. Is it, when you cross it?
Cross tracks.
Yeah, it's just right across the tracks.
And you can't get hard left.
I think the one we are is on the right-hand side. Where you get-
There's this property, 1201, and then just a couple, you know, a couple yards on the other side of the road is our next DAEA case, which is 1158. Both of them were submitted kind of at the same time, but
I may be able to help through what I try to do with these junk cars by sending notice. No guarantee that he'll do it,
yeah.
but, and then-
Well, it doesn't hurt to try.
but I can try that. We'll try that, so,
So we can table this to give you
yeah.
a little bit of time.
Is
to
that
see.
the only thing we're really dealing with is the vehicles, or are we dealing with any structures?
So David can correct me if I'm wrong, but, long story short, we did not feel comfortable proceeding past where we went.
I bet it's the same place we did in high school.
Yeah, the only structures that
So we didn't see.
came in contact with are these, see this little outbuilding?
Is that a container or just a building?
That's a little metal
It's
building.
like a storage building.
A little storage
Yeah.
building.
But as far as houses and stuff like that, we didn't get back far enough in there to make that determination. And in my opinion, if we were uncomfortable going that far back and we still couldn't see the house, whoever's submitting the complaints can't see the house either. So I want to say the original complaint stemmed from all the junk cars.
We'll try that.
'Cause that's what you-
Forward me the landowner's name,
Okay,
and I'll send him a letter.
Yeah, the
Like I said, no guarantee that we can get anything done, but we'll at least send him notice.
the
We
parcel
need a
is-
motion. Is there a motion to, let
Make a
the
motion, we
sheriff's-
revert this back to the sheriff's department for further action.
Second?
I'll second that.
Any further comments or questions? All in favor, signify by aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
the last one I believe that we have on our agenda is 1158. Is 2023-05, DAEA case, 1158 Edric Road, which is just across the street essentially from the one we just talked about. This one, I also got a signature card back on. And this morning, or actually it was late last night, but I printed them off this morning. She sent me some photos and receipts. You want to pass them down, look at them and pass them down, of where she cleaned up the concrete and that type of thing. The rest of the stuff, the DAEA complaint that was submitted says junk cars. That's all the complaint says. After looking at the photos, David went out there as well. I do not see any junk cars on the property. We saw some leftover construction material, which is apparently what they have hauled off. And the other vehicles that are in these photos appear to be operational.
How about that 1,000-pound propane cylinder? Is it secure? Is it active?
I don't
Is it-
know. I don't know. I don't even know if that's a DAEA thing. I don't know. Y'all can take a look at any of the photos, and if y'all see an issue, I have no problem addressing that issue with the owner now that I have their email and their phone number. We've actually opened up a line of communication, so this person will be much easier to get in contact with. But In my opinion, they've cleaned up a lot of the debris. I don't know what there's left for a DAEA case. The house is not structurally unsound, it's not abandoned, the cars do not appear to be inoperable.
In the spirit of this
Yes.
body is that they've made corrective actions. I'd say you close this case until,
Is there a motion to do that?
I'm good with that.
I make a motion, we close the case.
Is there a second? All in favor, signify by aye. Opposed? That's it. Staff report.
All right. All right, so I'm not sure if all of y'all are aware, maybe one or two of you are, I know David is. My last day with the county is the 14th. I am working very close with David to transition from me to the new person who will be starting the following Monday. My wife and I are relocating to Indianapolis to open up more Academy Sports stores there. So my phone, as I've told David, is, my number is available to anybody. I will answer any call. I'm not going to be so busy that I can't answer a question. But the next face at the next DAEA meeting will not be me, right? It will be someone else. And I am going to do my best to put each one of these cases in a position to succeed before I leave. That's the goal.
Well, we appreciate your help and everything you've done, and I told you when you got here, you didn't make enough money. We wish you the best of luck.
Yeah,
Vice
from
President, have
my
you hired somebody,
perspective,
or have you?
has nothing to
Yes.
do with the money that you
Yeah, we
pay.
have
You
a-
don't get into the work that we do thinking you're going to make a ton of money, right? You do it
No,
because
you
you
marry
enjoy
money, as you have done.
you enjoy helping the public and working with the community, and that's, I've been lucky enough to have in my career that opportunity. And,
We appreciate your help, Joe. Wish you the best.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
and as I said, my phone is available, my phone is always on, so, it's highly doubtful that all these DAEA cases are going to be resolved between now and next Friday. Maybe some miracle will happen, right? But if not, David and our team will be up to speed. I'll be available if y'all need me. Okay? That's all I have on this. Actually, I'll tell y'all too, I have 3 other DAEA cases that are new that have been turned in. They're sitting on my table. We haven't really started on them. We need to go out and do the inspections and all that. So in addition to this, there'll be 3 additional ones, if not more, on the next agenda for y'all to review.
Make a motion, we adjourn?
Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor, signify by aye. We're out of here.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right, let's
Hey,
turn it
Sheriff,
off.
I got a question for you. Are we still live?
Yes, we are, but I'm about to shut us off.